Hello everyone, Atkpwr here with another preview from the Tribute to Normandy 44 for Steel Division 2 with 9th Panzer. If you guys enjoy this, hit that like button, subscribe, and consider checking out the Patreon link down below. Thank you to everyone who has or currently supports me there. And remember to check out Atkpwrgaming.com for cool updates and merchandise. All right, so first off, thanks to Strike Team for sending me this video so I can get this content out to you guys. Remember, all of these things are subject to change before the game, for the DLC, is released. I do not know the DLC release date, so it could be anytime, hopefully within the next month. That's my dream. That's my hope. But we'll see. We'll see what we got going here. So 9th Panzer. I mean, I honestly, like, sitting here didn't realize how many of these there were. I've literally been like making videos for like hours straight between 2 days to get these all out to you guys. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of new divisions. It's pretty cool. I'm a fan. Now, does the game need more divisions? No, not really, but who doesn't love getting more? So 9th Panzer Recon tab, really big. This is 7 slots here, 4 1-pointers and 2 2-pointers. So, okay, so hopefully there's a lot of good stuff to use here. Hopefully it's not one of these recon tabs that's just like garbage and it's huge, but it's just a bunch of garbage. The infantry tab for a Panzer division, huge. 9 slots here, bigger than the armored the tank tab. I gotta say, they're releasing some really chunky tank divisions in this Normandy DLC. I mean, on the Axis side specifically, you got the 1st SS, you have the 2nd Panzer, you have this 9th Panzer. All these divisions have really big infantry tabs. Like, none of them are small. I'm not upset about it. It's interesting. It's a turn, and so I am afraid it's going to make all old Panzer divisions kind of like meh by comparison. But nice to see that we're not having like tons of disgustingly OP infantry. That's a plus. Tank tab here, so not super big. I mean, it's pretty well costed though. You're gonna get easy 5 slots here, which, truth be told, is plenty of armor at the end of the day. I don't know if you necessarily need more than this. Now, one big thing too is the fallback nerf that's coming. The damage reduction is going from 75% to 50. That's pretty big. Like, this hopefully will make all like bombers and specifically tanks way more effective because they still damage infantry as they run away. So hopefully tanks are back on the menu, boys, like in a real way. Support tab here, pretty small. This is not great. Only 5 slots. Not terribly costed, but not easily costed either. So definitely could see support being a bit of an issue here. Anti-tank tab, pretty generous, 7 slots here. The last 2 are pretty expensive. Anti-air, plenty here, 5 slots with 3 well-costed ones. Arty tab, pretty good too here. You get 7 slots of this, and 5 of them are easy to fill. Air tab, pretty small. A pretty noticeable trend here for the Axis side in this DLC, but that's not abnormal for many Axis divisions because obviously the Luftwaffe at this time was starting to die out a little bit. So yeah, let's dive into this thing. All right. Sorry to drink water while doing this. Like I said, it's a lot of filming. Oh, this is not a bad recon tab. Oh, spicy. All right, so don't care about the bike. Get out of my face. Schaffsüsse, you have 3 cards of this if you want it. You get 4 of them at double vet at A. So obviously, these guys die really easily, but you can just kind of bring them in as recon. Like normal recon. It's a 10-point exceptional recon. Like, why bring the Atkpwr out at all? Because honestly, you're getting 4 double vets. So these guys' optics are better significantly than just like a normal squad of Atkpwr. Because if you want double vet Atkpwr, you're going down to 2, and that's kind of rough. So getting 4 of these at double vet, I mean, I just think you bring these all the time over these anyway. And you probably just turn the gun off. Like, I actually don't necessarily want this shooting very often because it's going to die. Like, it's not going to survive. This is actually about recon, and this is just way more efficient and way higher quality recon than the Atkpwr in a general sense. Now, if this comes in, if the Atkpwr comes in an SPW 222, that's a whole different story. Now it has a lot of utility otherwise. All right, so we have the Panzer 1C. Okay, this is fun. Let's see what the availability. Okay, so we have like 6, 12, 18, 15 points. Has an anti-tank rifle, but that's not an anti-tank rifle, at least not by the stats I'm looking at. That's an autocannon. I mean, that's what that is. That is an autocannon. Bullets, that's kind of weird. Usually they just call them HE shells, but they're calling them bullets here. So are they... Oh, is this one of those weird, like machine gun autocannons? Like similar to that British Staghound, I think it is, that has the weird, like, autocannon machine gun thing. It's kind of what it looks like. It's pretty low rate of fire for that, though. I mean, for 15 points, this thing might be crazy good, actually. I know that sounds ridiculous, I'm saying that, but the AP shells are pretty short range, but, like, clearing out half-tracks, clearing out other light armor around, even, like, maybe transports. I don't know how fast it'll kill a transport, but specifically half-tracks, and I think half-tracks are going to be really good. I think almost problematically good in this new patch with the fallback reduction. That means half-tracks can actually just kind of chase infantry down and shoot them to death. Like, not even about surrendering them now. Just simply shoot them to death. So having these around might be huge. I'm not sure. This is a very interesting unit. Doesn't have radio. I thought I had radio for a second. I was going to say, woo. Yeah, I'm not sure how to describe this. Okay, so the AP is actually only 400 meters. So you're going to have to get up close and personal to be taking out a lot of things with this. But on the flip side, okay, so no, it's still 120 rounds a minute. I thought maybe when they did AP shells, the rate of fire would drop, but it's still 120. This is very interesting. I mean, again, if this is the way it reads on the card, this is really good against half-tracks and very meh against a lot of other things because of the short range. But yeah, I mean, this could be an absolute half-track wrecker. All right, so we have Atkpwr. They come in nothing special. So yeah, you're taking the Scharfschütze. You're taking the Scharfschütze. You don't take these guys. There's really no reason at all to take them. There's nothing special there. Speertrupp. No special transports here either, so you don't take those at all. You don't very often take those. All right, SDK 250, SDKZ 250/8. These are great. This does not have the heat or AP shells on it though, so it's definitely limited. Although understand it is a good support truck. This might be a good replacement if the support tab has nothing that does HE support, right? So if you have no IG-18s, if there's just nothing like infantry gun in the support tab, or if the support tab is so full you can't fit it, this might be a good replacement. Not great, but might be solid, like to hide in Yellow Forest and still do the infantry support thing. But, you know, probably low on the list with this amount of stuff to choose from. So new Lux here, the Atkpwr Panzer Lux 2. I mean, it's a Lux. That's what this is. So that's great. It's got radio on it. Pretty high availability at 35 points. 510 probably goes down to 3 with one vet. No, it goes down to 4. Oh, 3 with double vet. And 5 with double. Okay. I mean, this unit is great. I mean, Lux are fantastic. Seeing more in the game is pretty fun. This is the first recon variant. Although, isn't this like basically the same as the Großdeutschland unit? The Atkpwr Panzer T, whatever. It's probably a different tank of some sort, but it basically functions in the exact same role. Autocannon, radio, recon truck that you can bring a crap ton of these in. It's really strong. SPW 234/3. Oh, look at this. This is a buff. SPW 234 getting a price buff here. They used to be 40 or 45 points. Now it looks like it's only 35 points. So big buff there. These are phenomenal. Now the availability is lower on this. Usually these are like 6, so maybe just in this division, maybe it's a different slash something. So SPW 234/ something else. I'm not sure, but these are not usually 35 points. This is pretty cheap. This is what an SPW 231, the autocannon card, costs. And having this gun on it is much better. Ammo-wise, pretty good. You got plenty of HE shells. You got the 4 heat. Remember to turn off the AP shells. They're embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, this is phenomenal. Low availability, but you still take this. I mean, 3 of these in A phase is still great. 234/1. Now, this is the normal cost that we're used to here. So I guess they just gave it a price buff due to availability. Can't say for sure, but that would be my guess. Interesting. SBO 234 is phenomenal. Now, you have a lot of autocannon here. Like, kind of an insane amount. You have 2 cards of Panzer 4J. Sorry, you can't see it behind my head. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so we have 2 cards of those down here. So you can definitely augment your armor tab pretty significantly. I mean, what do you bring here? Let's go generous. 2 cards of Scharfschütze. So we have 2 of those. Let's say you take this funny Panzer 1 because it's fun. You take at least a card of Panzer 2. You take the SPW 234. You take the other SPW 234. We're already up to 6 slots there. I mean, we could just max out and get the Panzer 4J, or we can get more Panzer 2s. So this really does not fit. You could cut back and go 1 Scharfschütze, and maybe this Panzer 1 just doesn't like belong. I feel like you have to take it because it's such a meme unit. But like if we're being legitimate, probably cut this. I probably still have the 2 cards of Scharfschütze because I just want recon. So this out, you probably fit the 2nd card of Panzer 2 Lux in, and you just have the 1 card of Panzer J, and maybe max this out even. I mean, this is a very, very good recon tab. Like, very strong. And there's no phase locking on it at all. Okay, Ersatz, garbage. Kozakin Pioneer, nice to see these again. 15 point, I mean, small but full squad of infantry here. These are phenomenal. No doubt about that. You can get 10 in B phase. Wow, that's really strong, actually. Like, having any, even grenade throwers at even 20 points is already value, But to get one at 15 points is kind of nuts, actually. It's really strong. Now, its loadout is not great, but 3 PP shots still put out some okay damage. Did PP shots always only do 0.3 damage? Am I imagining something here? I could have sworn all submachine guns basically did 0.4 damage each. It's not a nerf, is it? Maybe I'm just misremembering. I hope it's not a nerf. The last thing the Russians need is a nerf. The Soviets do not need a nerf at all. Now we have Grenadier 15W here. I'm not a big fan of these, but I mean, they can fill in, but you have lots of slots, so I'm not 100% sure you're going to need filler. Grenadier, Panzerfaust, nothing special here. Pioneer Führer, standard. Panzergrenadier. Oh, 2 20-point leaders here. That is nice. That's nice to have, honestly. If you want it. Sturm Pioneer, normal. Okay, nice to get 2 cards of these finally. Comes in plenty of Opal Blitzes, so you can Opal Blitz the entire division if you want. Grenadier, that's standard. I don't know why you'd ever take this because you have 20-point versions of these. Then we have Pioneers. I mean, you definitely take the Kozakin. You take Sturm Pioneer. I don't even know if you need Pioneers in this deck. Grenadier. Oh, this one comes in with some fun stuff. You want that 251/9. I'm not gonna lie. That thing is hella good. Yeah, this trades up all the time. Even with just 55 millimeters of penetration, this thing is dirty AF. You also have the SDKZ 251/10. These are also great. Love these things. They trade up very consistently as well. They even have HE shells. Just an absurd number of shells in general. Like, I don't know why this thing has so much ammo. But yeah, I mean, these are some great options here and would highly encourage me to take the more expensive leaders so I can take these. All right, new unit here, Panzergrenadier G43. I mean, this is just the Panzer Grenadier we always wanted a Panzer Grenadier to truly be, I guess. Yep, it's just all the K98s swapped out for G43s. I mean, that's pretty dope. That is pretty dope, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a significant change, but it is just a straight no cost to you upgrade. You have the same availability, same cost, same squad size, and you're just taking all the rifles and putting G43s in instead. You get 2 cards of these. That's really strong. That honestly is like just a straight upgrade in every single way. That's pretty awesome. I mean, this division the infantry here are looking pretty awesome. I mean, they're standard. Like, let's be real. They're basically standard, but you have these 2 really special units here. Regular Panzergrens with a Panzerfaust. I mean, this infantry tab for a Panzer division slaps. Like, just slaps all over the place. Because you have this cheap crap at the top, you know, that you can call in and fill in everything. Like, you're not forced to just take expensive Panzergrens, but you will. You'll take some of these. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is really, honestly, really strong for a Panzer division. You have the Kozakin 15-point grenade throwers. You have Sturmpanzer. You have flames. You have grenades. You got cheap garbage to fill in all the holes. And this isn't even like the most garbagey garbage. Like, it's okay 20-point infantry. And then you have upgraded Panzergrens for no cost to you. Yeah, wow. This is a very good infantry tab. Again, is it going to lose to, like, actual infantry divisions? Absolutely. Like, I can't imagine this slaps down a Romanian division or slaps down NOV or slaps down, I mean, it probably slaps down NOV in other ways, but slaps down 1st Airborne Infantry or SSB Infantry or something like that. You know, it's not going to, or Dodi or, you know, or this will probably even struggle against, like, 1st Pensalos. You know, this does not make it top tier infantry, but for a Panzer division, this is way above curve. This is abnormally above curve for a Panzer division. But again, still in line that it's going to lose to most infantry-centric divisions. All right, so let's look at this tank tab that's pretty limited. Okay, so we have Panzer II Luke's leaders. Okay, that's fun. 30 points. They zip around, 3 of them. Not bad. I love all the Panzer II Lukes in this deck. And this is a cool camo. All right, so we have Panzer IV Gs, 1 card of those. These are very cost-efficient. They have lower armor, though, so just something to be aware of. Although, truth be told, Panzer IVs get penned by most things anyway, so this is not like a crushing change. I feel like my Panzer IVs don't bounce anything. Panzer IV-H is a Panzer IV-H. Nothing special here. No special availability or anything. And you get 1 card Tiger E's, but they're vet locked to 2 and phase locked to B phase. That's a little disappointing, but it is what it is. I mean, having 2 Tigers is better than having none, but basically this is kind of like 20th Panzer, where you just have Panzer IVs, but it's definitely worse. Like, you don't have an IS-2, you don't have the T-34s or the Panzer IIIs. Okay, I retract that. This is not like 20th Panzer. The fact that it's based on Panzer IVs is the only relation. But you have to remember, the Recon tab buffs this tank tab with all of its armor. You have Lukes just all over the frickin' place. And then you have Panzer IVs. It really comes down to, does the AT tab have the AT necessary to kill big things? Because otherwise your Panzer IVs are going to struggle. If you can't get by a Tiger or a Panther at long range, it's going to be a bit of an issue. All right, so yeah, we don't need those. Flammenwerfers, fine. Flammenpanzers, I don't think you need these. Like, your CQC is solid. Like, again, not above curve. Well, the Kozakin are way above curve, but nothing else is like crazy great. So I don't think you need these. Really don't. MG34, okay, whatever. Nothing new here. Nothing to see here. MG42, nothing to see here either. Opel Blitz, standard. All right, so you get Grilla. So you do have at least some 2K HE. There's no infantry guns, so that does put that SDK of Z in the Recon tab kind of back on the table a little bit. I don't know if you have room for it, because there's so many good tools in that tab. Like, I have a hard time bringing in a... Like, it is mediocre. Like, it's just a mediocre HE SDK of Z. I like them. They're good, but I don't think they're better than your other options in there. Now, the Lukes do a lot of infantry support, but they're not long range. They're not infantry guns. They're not machine gun level. You know, they're 750 meter range infantry support. So you have to keep that in mind, that they are support for tighter areas, but they're not support for open areas. This one card of Grilla is imperative, but does it make this division good at 2K? No. There's nothing here so far that actually says this division is good at long range at all. This Grilla kind of shores up a weakness that you can at least fight on the open ground, but it does not mean this is a good open ground division yet, because Panzer IVs aren't doing it either. And your 2 Tigers are obviously not holding the open ground at all. So it's really going to come down to this AT tab if you have any chance to win on like slits maps and stuff at all. A good chance. I should say good chance. All right. Okay, Panther Shreks are Panther Shreks. We like these. We generally take them. Panzerjäger 35R, these are phenomenal. I would definitely want to see these in the deck, because, whew, these guys are spicy. Trade up severely. Have a crazy round of fire. This Pack 36D 47mm is nuts. Like, super duper good. Anywhere I find it in this game, it overperforms significantly. So, yeah, these are absolutely fantastic. And you could double that and still have 4 and get 20 rounds of... Oh my god, yes, you take this. Oh my god. All right, new unit here. Martyr 3 F22. Oh, it's got the Pack 36 re-drilled thing. Okay, yeah, no, these are phenomenal. This is a Martyr 3. Yeah, this is just like a Martyr 3, essentially. Okay. It's got the low HE shell. So this is the same thing. But 10 points more? Why? Why is it 10 points more? I'm trying to see here what on this unit makes it worth 10 points more. Oh, it's 5 points. I'm sorry. Martyr 3 is 35 points. So is it better armor? Does it just, I mean, the armor's still god-awful, but like, is there just more armor? That must be it. Or maybe some more speed? Maybe some more road speed would be my guess. One of those two things. And this is the good HE shell here. Martyr 3M, these are great. Also limited day phase, though. Pack 40s, you've got 2 cards, so that's nice. That is nice. Shug 3 F8, I doubt you need that, honestly. Jagdpanzer 4, 2 cards of those. I mean, Jagdpanzer 4s are wonderful. What you're not seeing here is any 2K AT at all. There's none. So this division is not a long-range division whatsoever. 1 card of Grillos and 2 Tigers does not make a division long-range at all. So you are going to struggle. Your opponent can definitely just box you out at 2K pretty efficiently. Like, now it comes down to the air and arty to see if you can counter that, because if you don't have air and arty that can push out IS-2s or push out King Tigers or even push out Panthers and Tigers, essentially, you're going to be in a tough spot. Like, it's going to be a struggle boat on any open map where the opponent can kind of just use their 2K to slowly push you back, and you don't really have a response that's reasonable. So flak 20s, gross. Okay, whatever. Do they have a good transport? Nope, none at all. All right, so we probably never touch those. Mobile wagon, those are great. It's a flak 43 on a chassis. So that's awesome. Flak Verling, and this is your only 2K. I'm not gonna lie, 88s being your only 2K is not good. They're easy to kill. They're very expensive for what they do. Yeah, so you probably take Mobilwagen, Flakverling. Probably never touch the 88. At least I probably would not touch the 88. If you really want the 88, I'd either go Mobilwagen 88 and Flakverling, or you just go, you know, like Mobilwagen and then 88 Flakverling and B or something like that. Or 2 Mobilwagons if you just want the Mobilwagen. Interesting. This is not a bad AA tab. Like, this is good. This is a good AA tab. The issue is it's not fixing your 2K issue at all. So we have no help here. I mean, yes, the 88 is helpful, but not that helpful. All right, let's see what this RD tab does. Can it save you at long ranges? So the Beobachter coming in some interesting transports, but nothing fun. Batterifia, 81 mortar, whatever. Nothing special there. Okay, so we have the FK288. This is this 3. It's got radio, normal availability. Not anything very exciting. Actually, available is pretty low. These are terrible. Never take them. SK18, absolutely. So this is standard good German arty. You got the 81mm mortar. Yeah, I mean, these are great. Don't get me wrong. They're great. And then you just have FH 118, 150. You get 2 cards of those, and then you have Hummels as well. Hummels are bad. And now you have an off map. 150 points, 172 on a Panzer III that's actually a tank. So this is a 30-point tank, so really you're paying 120 points for the off map. People probably take this because they have no moral center. I'm totally joking. But people probably do take this. You have a pretty good arty tab slot-wise. Is this good enough to fix your 2K problem? No. You have no Nebelwerfers. You have no way of, like, clean killing tanks. Like, if there was a Werferrahmen here or a 300mm Nebelwerfer, then you would have a long-range response to 2K stuff. You don't have that. So you're basically forced to chip damage with a mortar or chip damage with your arty, which takes a long time. And, of course, like, completely consumes your arty for all of that time and allows you to get counter-batteried. This is a good arty tab. It's solid. It's got all the tools you could need, and it's pretty standard. But it's not, like, anything above and beyond, and it definitely doesn't fix your lack of 2K. So, real issue here with this deck. Only 2 strikes of that, by the way, so it's not a high strike one. Air tab, Ju-87, Focke-Wulf Recon, BF-109 G2. It's not a great fighter. Can get the job done, but we have a Focke-Wulf A8 over here, so we're never going to use this ever. I don't know why you'd ever bring this if you have a Focke-Wulf instead. All right, so we do have a card of Ju-87 clusters. That's it, though. Just one card. Now, I love having these, but one card of these is not killing every big tank that shows up. That's the problem. Like, not at all. Focke-Wulf 190 with the 2 rockets is not great. Does have medium resilience. The rocket loadout's low, and if this gets pinned down at all while it's coming in, suppressed in any way, the rockets don't kill things in one shot. If it's untouched, this can kill things in one shot. I mean, soft things, not hard things. Not armored targets. But I'm not a huge fan of these, generally speaking. Most people aren't. Rockets are very unreliable in this game, unless you have like a billion of them. And then Focke-Wulf A8 is phenomenal. You definitely take this. I mean, honestly, this air tab is very limited. It's got some tools. I mean, you got a great fighter. You do have a cluster bomber. You don't really have a bomber. I mean, the Ju-87 you can bring in mass, but again, they're so easy to stop. Any amount of AA just shuts these down. The Focke-Wulf 190 does have good availability. The A8 R6 does have good availability. I'll give it that. The price is not horrible, and it does have medium resilience. Like, it's a good rocket plane, like, if I'm going to bring it, but it's not, like, as good as a bomber by any stretch. So, you know, what do you take here? Probably just the Focke-Wulf and the Ju-87. Maybe the Recon if you want a Recon plane. You have a lot of Recon in that Recon tab. I mean, this division seems really solid, but it is a mid-range division. It is not 2K at all. It does not have the tools necessary to fight a protracted battle on an open map such as Slutsk or whatever, Ostrono. You're going to have serious issues there. But to make up for that, your Recon tab is kind of broke. It's kind of nuts. Like this, I see Vanguard on this deck pretty hard because you just do this. You just do this awful thing here at the beginning. Then your infantry do a nice job of following that up. You have some extremely efficient units in the disheartened units. You have the 15-point Kazakin. You have overperforming Panzergrens, 2 cards of those. You have the standard everything else. a lot of availability on that. Like this is this feels, and then your Panzer IVs just kind of spam in. You have cheap Panzer IVs to bring in A phase, even if you're playing like Maverick. Your support tab is serviceable. It's not carrying you through the day, but it's there. You have the tools you need to do what you need to do. AT tab is good. I mean, there's some great tools here, but again, nothing super long range. I would honestly even, and there's no Pack 38s, there's no Pack 36s, there's nothing light AT wise other than your mobile light AT. Like your Panzerjägers are kind of doing that job. Your AA tab is great. There's nothing wrong with it here. Your Arty tab is very standard for the most part. You get an off map. That's really the only unique thing here at all, but it is chonky. Your air tab is not much at all, but it's defensively fine. I mean, this is a very solid division all around. There's no significant weakness here outside of that 2K problem where you just don't have good 2K stuff. Big tanks are going to haunt you pretty badly, but depending on the map, that may not matter, right? A Panzer IV can still take out a bigger tank when you get up close to it. In terms of German bigger tanks, right? Not the King Tigers, not the IS-2s. They'll still struggle with that. But in terms of the average heavy tank that we see in the game, the Panzer IVs trade with them. They do. You just got to get them in range. They're glass cannons like they always are, but they can trade up. Very good division. Definitely one to get excited about. If you guys enjoy this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider checking out that Patreon link down below. Thanks a bunch, everyone, and have a fantastic day.